All right, I'm doing an update on Primark Freedom. This is May 9th, 2026. This used to be a full row of Primark Freedom, but they sent out runners and I dig them up, give them to friends instead of putting them back to this row. So that's why there's some missing spaces, but all the runners this year I put them back. So we got right there, all this kind of blank areas are slowly being filled back. There you go. So this area right here. However, in the future, when I retire this patch of blackberry, probably move them somewhere. This will become exclusively a Jujube area because it was originally a Jujube area. All right, so let's take a look at the fruits. So they get quite big, kind of like a big thumb size. We got some good pollination, and I've done my prune tipping. As you can see, this is kind of bushing out instead of going really erect. They have some really beefy canes that can support. However, depending on your area, if your area is not protected from high winds, when they have this much fruit on the cane, it'll snap it. So that's why I put this cattle panel and I zip tied them. And I want them, like this one I forgot to prune. It went over the cattle panel, as you can see. So, and I bend all this cane and then I tie them so that they don't go up, because they just get broken easily by the wind. And these canes are quite substantial. All right, so I mean, up to your area. If your area is protected from high winds, let's say you're a backyard grower, you got your fence, tall houses around, you probably will be fine. But I want to prune mine. I used to prune them at the top. That was my mistake, top of the cattle panel, and they still shoot out massive amount of laterals way above the panel, like what happens here. So now I try to catch them. You know, they grow like weeds. So this one I caught, I prune tipped it right there, and it made a bunch of laterals right here. Otherwise it's just one cane growing. So this one right here, I think perfect height for the panel. This is already a ladder shoot, but if I want this to have more canes coming out of its side for possible fruit, I can tip this also. So I'm just going to tip this, just basically break the top, and that will force the growth to stop from there, and shoots will come out on the side exactly like this one and that too. Then all those laterals have potential for giving you flowers and fruits, bearing pollination. All right, this one right here I tip pruned. There's another shoot right there, but there's one right there on the side, so they start growing right there. There's another tip prune one. As you can see, it's like a bush. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this. Any of those starts growing a lot higher, I'm gonna start pruning them also. Let's take a look at the pollination. So far, decent pollination. If you get some not so good one, you'll see your berries only having those, I forgot what you call the tiny berries on the blackberry. Those like tiny grapes right there. I forgot the name. Sometimes there'll be, there's only a few of them. It looks, it doesn't look complete. Then your pollination wasn't as decent. So far everything here looks good, but let's take a look at this one. I think this is what I'm talking about right here. I don't know if this will grow full size or they're kind of poorly pollinated, but as you can see, they're size wise They're not quite up to par with the rest over here, but we're still getting decent amount. Last year was double this, because you see this missing. Look at the cattle panel, it's missing quite a few, but I'm bringing them back. So next year this will be filled again, because I have Primark Freedom all the bottom on the other side too. There's one right there. So each time now they send out runners instead of them growing where they are planted, because that's what's going to happen. Sometimes they do just stay in place, like this guy right here. It just stayed in place. Yeah, but sometimes they send out runners, and you need to, and if you want to keep them in a row, you just dig them up and put them back in. So this just on this side. Let's take a look at the other side. All right, here's a perfect example. That's a Primark Freedom right there, and look how kind of far it is. That's mowing area. So if I didn't see that, it'll just get mowed, and that's it. So I'm gonna dig that up probably tomorrow after the rain, and then put it back here, right here, and so this area right here will go back in bigger. All right, so this is the other side. There's one I transferred. So I'm gonna let this guy grow like about a foot more. Then I'll tip prune it. All right, so look at the fruits on this side. So as you can see, even though there's missing, you still get plenty of fruit. Look how crazy the amount right here. So imagine 2 years ago when this was all filled all the way, and we would bring friends to harvest, and they get tired picking. All right, not much on this side now, but there's, you see it, there's quite a bit more than just looking at it on one side, because this is this cattle panel I planted on one side, usually on that, but you don't know when they're gonna send out their Primocanes. So all right, the end here is kind of sparse, but I planted that one, so there should be one right there. And they're all on the other side, because I'd rather have them grow on that side than the inner panels right here, so I can have space to mow. Same thing what happened with Triple Crown right here. I neglected it, so it sent out, well, it's a vining blackberry, so a lot of its vines hit the ground way outside the cattle panel, and they start growing there, and then I'm so impatient, I just want to clear it. I just mowed it and I killed all of them, and I didn't replant, so whatever survive will survive. And there's some right here, and then they'll hopefully they'll recover, but I'm not too concerned. The beauty of a Triple Crown is you get late crop, so it's your second harvest of blackberries. Okay, so this is all Primark Freedom. You get blackberries from this first year with a Primocane, and then your Floricane, of course. All right, this one is tip pruned, a little late. As you can see, it's above the cattle panel, and it's sending out shoots. And the problem with this shoot, they're going to be way above the cattle panel, will be weighed down by fruits and then break from the wind. So I have to catch this when they get a little longer, and I'm gonna zip tie them to the top of the cattle panel, just kind of like a espalier, I think that's what you say it. kind of formation, so you're kind of spreading it to the cattle panel. If you don't make them, if you can't keep up with pruning, you don't need cattle panels like this. You can bush them out, prune them around 3 feet, and they just grow that high and kind of bushy, and you don't have to worry about them getting knocked over by the wind, because they're not going to be really tall, because you're going to keep basically giving them a haircut. All right, about that high right there. Yeah, with the cattle panel, I have a little leeway, because how high is this cattle panel? About probably 4 feet, and I can zip tie it. So that was the whole purpose of it. Okay, so this is Primark Freedom May. We're getting color and we're getting size, so they're gonna get bigger, like a lot bigger. Triple the size of this one right here. Of course, not all of them. Some of them will be small, but most of them are gonna be big. Flavor wise, first year, nothing to talk about. They're okay. Some of them are tart, some of them are bland, some of them are sweet. Second year, that has improved, kind of doubled the amount that are sweet now. Third year, they're mostly all sweet. So this would be their fourth year. So expecting a lot from flavor now. They're a lot more established. Yeah, so don't be disappointed if they're kind of bland, any of your blackberries. Some of them, Ponca, year one, they're sweet already. So I highly recommend Ponca. But for vigor and size, man, Primark Freedom, you can't, hard to beat. But for fresh eating, I would not recommend this as your only one. There are far better blackberry out there for fresh eating, in my opinion. Ponca would be top of the list. Triple Crown also is up there, and Sweetie Pie. So I would say Primark Freedom are great for processing, like for jelly, wine, jams, the works. I think they're better suited for that than fresh eating. Of course, you can grow them from fresh eating. You might be really happy with flavor, but they're okay to me. Sweet, big, but they're lacking that Ponca flavor. So anyway, maybe it's just my area. Maybe yours are amazing. So, but I'm talking about my area right here, Zone 8B, Northeast Texas. So, your mileage may vary. Before I end this video, I just want to show you. There's one right here, and it looks like it's kind of erect though, but Triple Crown, when they're young, they're erect like this. So that's going to get mowed. I'm going to transfer that, but probably put here in the Triple Crown and not put it here, just in case it's a Triple Crown. Okay, that's the update. I'll do Ponca and the other blackberries after.